So hey guys, welcome to the fifth part of the video where we'll be learning more about the blueprints, the visual scripting that Unreal Engines offer to create many different kinds of things. What is a blueprint? So a blueprint allows you to create custom behaviors for your objects. For example, take this vase over here that you are seeing right now. So what blueprint can do using this vase? There are many different things. You can just use this vase as a player. You can just control this vase rotation, scale. If you want to do anything, just you have to create a blueprint out of you are importing a car and you want to make it move. When you press the W key, make a blueprint. For example, you want to create some object that travel from one place to another place. You need to create a blueprint of it. You want to create a mountain or something like that that explodes, or let it be anything. You have to create blueprints, and it's not hard to create blueprints. First of all, see, you just learn regarding these nodes inside the material, right? There are different kind of nodes. There are many different kind of nodes inside material. Right. The blueprints are node based system. You don't need coding to learn blueprints. It is a kind of visual scripting that Unreal Engine offer. As I've already told you, like, so you can even write your this kind of programs inside C++, but blueprints offer much easier way to do the same things using this stuff. So how do you create a blueprint? Right click and you can see this is a blueprint class. So there are many different blueprint class that you are seeing over here. There are common classes that everyone uses is to create different stuff. There's an actor class that we majorly use, spawn class to just bring in any of the objects that is being controlled from the input system that we might create. There's a character, there's a player controller, game mode. There are different. There are many classes inside it. You can just see how many type of blueprints are there. So what we'd be doing is we'd be creating a actor blueprint. There's a it's asking a name out of it. So what we'd be doing, we'd be just naming it as something as rotation, something like that. Rotation blueprint. So this is the rotation. When you open this blueprint panel, so this panel opens up over. So this is kind of similar to the panel that you saw as an Unreal Engine interface, but there are many different tools here. There's the same details panel, the toolbar. These two panels are something new. So what are these panels? Basically, in the Unreal Engine interface, you are seeing the place node, right? Place tool basically. So instead of that, there is a add component thing where you can just add in your starting meshes and stuff inside this. And there's a graph node, like what happens when you play this, and just you have to create all this stuff. There's the variables that you would be using or the using to create something or declare something, different stuff. So what we would be doing right now, we'd be creating a node that help us rotate something or something similar to it. Well, we can do anything, obviously. So first, before that, what we would be learning is how blueprint works. So this is the blueprints. This is the start over it. Like, what happens when this event when this blueprints get played? What happens? So this something that anything I connect with this part event begin play. So it will give the information that whenever it begins playing, you do this. Or if any actor is overlapping this actor at that moment, do this. Or as per the event delta seconds, basically as per the time as it goes, just cut it out, just do that continuously. And how this works, you'd be thinking about it. This is how it works. For example, I'll be creating different nodes. If I connect something from here to like actor, I'll just add component, camera, or camera component, something like this, and then something create like AI or make noise or something like that. So this is kind of the node system. It's easy. It's not that hard to understand. It's way too easy. Just you need to know which nodes are to be connected for doing what. So don't worry guys. So in the further videos that we post, so we'll be teaching you how to even do that. So at this point, you need to learn like what is blueprints and how it does. So this is basically the entry node. Event begin play is the entry node of the whole blueprint, and after this entry node is done, it will go to the node A over here to the camera component. For example, it can be, let it be here, it can be anything. For example, here I can just get a branch or something like that, or switch a branch or something like that. So it will, for if I have a branch over here, it will go to the node A. Obviously, it's a branch, it's true or false branch, so it will check for the conditions. If that condition is happening, if yes, then it will do this, or if no, it will do something else. So node A, then node B, and it goes on. Like you can create a whole lot of system, and there are like you can just see like how much I'm zooming out, so you can just understand how big a blueprint can be. Yeah, correct. So this is how a blueprint gets executed at one step at a time, after another. So what we'd be doing, we'd be importing our body mesh basically. That's the static mesh that we imported over these three parts. So for just importing these three parts inside the blueprint, we need to create a static mesh. Go to add component, just multiple assets. It just created line by line. There are three things, 1, 2, 3. So, and the main root scene over here. So what I want to do is I want to create one more cylinder. I'll just use this cylinder as my base, and like to move around inside it. I'm just dragging it up here. I'm just dragging whole this inside this part, just making it to be in center, of this basically. And if you're not able to see it, you can just change the perspective like this that you're seeing, and just exert it once. You just go to the perspective mode again. Now this is not textured, right? So we have already textured it before, right? So just we need to drag those same textures that we have created onto this mesh. Like go to the materials, go to the was, drag and pop. You see now it didn't do anything because here it doesn't work that way. You need to just drag it and leave it onto this. Same way for this, and same for this. We have just imported this, and this is the parent of everything. And if we rotate this stuff, this is also going to rotate, right? Because this is into the parents. We have parented this cylinder is a parent of this vas is a parent of this. So leaves is the parent of this soil. It should be it should be hierarchical. The everything should be in a hierarchical mode to basically do something. So for doing anything, what we're doing is just, we need this cylinder, right? And what we want to do, for example, we need to just rotate the cylinder. Consider rotating a cylinder. So what will we do? We would be just dragging in the cylinder here. There are two ways to say it. If you just drag it cylinder over here, it will just take it. Just control drag it, so it will take get and set. If you control drag something, it will give you this get part, and after for setting the location and rotation and stuff, you need to have a set part. So that is the alt. Those are the two shortcuts that we used. What we're doing, we have a cylinder over here. We need to create a rotation. So we'll create a add local rotation. This is the rotation that we are seeing, like default scene root. And what we're doing would be having z as maybe 1 or something like that. We for obviously considering that at what we need to rotate. So you are seeing this, there is something called as this handles, right? You are seeing this handles. So what are these handles for rotation? What type of rotation? So this handle just determines this colors, this values x, y, and z. So when you rotate this part, the x value gets changed. The red part is for x, green part is for y, and Z part is for Z. Blue part is for Z. So we need to just update Z part, and we will just add it to the actor location. You see it, and we need to compile it. After compiling it and save, just cut this out. We'll open the old level that we have created, that went onto the maps, untitled, that's over here, and we already are having this stuff inside our blueprint. So we'll be just deleting this 3 stuff inside here, and we'll be sending this part onto here. And we can just obviously the sizing is way too big, so we can just drag it. It won't affect anything that we have created inside the blueprint basically. Now whenever I'll play this, so this would rotate. You'll be like, why it will rotate? So serious. Yeah, because what we did inside our blueprint is, whenever this event is getting triggered, event tick is every second, every tick is every frame. Every frame, what it will do, it will add 1 degree to the Z, and 1 degree to the Z of what? The cylinder. And what is cylinder? Cylinder is the parent of this vase and this leaves and stuff. So if we move this cylinder 1 degree at a time, matlab 1 degree for 1 second, basically for 1 frame, so it will move approximately 24 degrees per frame, per second basically, because as per the FPS and stuff, there are many different things into it. So it will move continuously as the time goes. So that is what we did over here is the cylinder. Just compile, save, and just see, I'll just play, and wow, and you can just see this, and I just move around. So obviously you are seeing something as light needs to be rebuilt, reflection capture needs to be captured. So this comes when you import or drag something into your level and it's not baked. Basically, this is your lighting. This lighting is interacting with everything that is inside your scene. But this is a new object that your light doesn't know that this object is inside here. You are seeing a shadow, but you are seeing one side of the shadow as a black thing, because the light is not properly interacting with it. So what we do inside it is we just bake it. Obviously there's something called as light baking inside Unreal Engine. So we do a light baking, like go to build and just click on there are two different ways. You can build everything, so it will solve all these errors that we are seeing over here, or just build a lighting only. But what we're doing, we're building it up. It will solve all this error for us instead of we doing everything. This is the issue that we are seeing right now, and it's completed. Now we are seeing everything looks great. The lighting looks great because the light is interacting with it, and the shadows are perfect. So now when I play this, so this is how it looks. Now it be seeing there is something fishy over here. What is this light you are seeing over here? This light is here because you are seeing this object is hollow from inside. We're saying why it is hollow? It is a solid object, but there is something inside Unreal Engine that is called as two-sided object. Whenever I apply a plane, for example, I will take a plane inside. This is a plane. You are seeing this plane, right? Go over here. You are seeing this plane. This plane is having a default texture onto it that you can see right now. You can just change the color out of it and stuff. But what if we see this plane from backside of it? Like I say, dikhega na? It would be looking the same way, right? But no, it would look transparent because from backside it is not having any color or something like that. So that's the reason that the light is getting inside the vase, but it's not stopping inside the vase. It is going through the vase because it's not double-sided. That's something called as double-sided. So this is how we solve it. Just go to the material, go to the vase, and onto the material, click on this main section of the material. Scroll down a bit. There is option called as two-sided material. Just click it on, apply, and save. And just second. Now you won't be seeing that line. Okay, you saw. Maybe you can even go inside and stuff. So that's how you solve this error. It's not an error, it's kind of good way when you don't want your light to get through your objects and stuff. So this wraps up the basics of Unreal Engine, and we'll be thinking that where do we go now? Just wait on to the next video.